So I'll tell you what I have. So we have this week, which we'll do Birkat Hamazon next week. We'll start doing the Saturday morning service.
Okay.
And we'll kind of go backwards, and then we'll do, and then we'll get to Friday night. So, the recordings will be there. They'll always be there. You can always catch up. And once like the official class is over, if you need a refresher, just, reach out to me and we'll refresh.
Okay, so how do you tell a cough from, is it a nun?
The kaf from the nun?
Which ones are the two similar ones? Because your daily Hebrew word has had a lot of coughs for colors.
So,
and I've missed
the kaf, whoops, is going to look, whoops, hold on, I need to get a pencil out. There we go. The kaf's going to be something like this, right?
You're not, oh, there you go. Okay.
You see it with
Which
the
one
dot
has
in
the
it?
little?
And what's the other one? The nun?
Which one looks similar to that?
There's a nun. It's not sure. Oh, there it is.
But sometimes the kaf has a little thing on top, like it goes up, sort of like a dalid. So the word today was it orange in Hebrew?
Katom.
Yeah.
Whoops. Tome.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna miss the class.
Right? Katom. Like that.
I'm going to check it out. Let's see, go back. Hebrew class here. Okay, yeah, it was kaf with a plus sign underneath.
Right.
Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. But the kaf has a little, it sticks up a little on top.
Like a little hat of
Yeah,
some
like you have up there, right there. On the,
yeah, that's just the fanciness of the letter.
Okay.
And that'll be like, let me see here. Let me share. Whoops.
Because yesterday's word was purple. And
The
the
gold.
day before was black. We're into colors.
Shachor, right?
And we were into white. So that had the
Lavan.
Okay, so that had okay, that's it. The kaf and the vav.
So it just depends on the fanciness of the font that they use, right?
Okay.
So trying to make this even bigger. So for example, it looks like it's sticking up a little bit here. It just depends on how fancy the font is.
Okay, so the one before a meme on your third line from the bottom where your cursor, yeah.
Right.
So the first word is Bikol Tov.
Bich Tov.
Bich Tov.
And this star means nothing on top. I don't know what that is. That's just a little star on top of the.
So is that so what's the last letter of that word?
That's a vet.
That's a vet. And the one above it where it also has a word with a star?
That's a chaf.
That's a chaf.
So see the difference between the chaf in the same word, the chaf and the vet. The vet has a little tail on it where the chaf doesn't.
Okay.
It's very slight.
Yeah.
Where this, let's make it even bigger. Whoops. And let's How do I get there? Hold on. So make it even bigger. You can see this is rounded, whereas
Right.
this is, more of a formed letter. So if I go back to
Right.
my whiteboard, let me find it. Oh, look at this. Look at me. I can actually draw on this. Good to know. Okay. But I really was going to my whiteboard. Where's my whiteboard? New share whiteboard. There we go. Okay. So if we go to my whiteboard, oh, I have a new whiteboard, I guess. Here's the vet and here's how you form it. One line curves down, you pick up your pencil and you go like this. The half, the way it's formed, it's a one foul swoop of the pencil all the way around.
Okay.
So that's the slight difference. Now, when it's the font, it's almost like, so small that you really can't tell it apart from the half. It's hard.
Uh-huh.
It's hard. I would understand that mistake for sure. So,
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do Birkat Hamazon today. I wanted to say, there's a great story about the origin of Birkat Hamazon, and I actually have it, on my, where are my drafts? I actually created a draft today of what I want to send you after the class, so I could just send it to you. Because I feel like I keep forgetting to do it, and then it comes to Tuesday and I'm like, well, if they had time on Sunday, they couldn't do it. So, oh, maybe this is where I got it from. Birkat Hamazon, is something that's a mitzvah to do, right? It's a commandment. It's written that you shall eat and be satisfied and bless your God for the good land that God has given you. So there's a great little article from my Jewish Learning. I'm going to send it to you with the recordings and everything. We're going to do the intro to Birkat Hamazon, and then we're going to go back and do like the Shir Hamalot, which is the song that you do before the grace, which is done on festivals and Shabbat. Okay, so let me get my text up here. Good. Now let me share the screen. Okay. Here it is. Okay. I'll make this a little bit bigger. And once again, how do I get there? Okay. Can you all see this? Let's get.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop scrolling. Okay. So this is the back and forth. The leader says, the group says, the leader says, the group says. Okay. So the leader will say, Chaverai nevarech, or Rabotai. Rabotai means, mainly it will say, it means like to all of my teachers and rabbis and that sort of thing. Chaverai is more like friends. Let's bless let's bless each other. Then everybody responds with, I'm going to read it and then I'll have one of you read it. Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata Ve'ad Olam. Barbara.
Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata Va'ad Olam.
Perfect. Now a leader repeats what the group has said. Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata Ve'ad Olam. Birshut Chaverai Nevarech Eloheinu She'achalnu Mishelo. So this, oh, by the way, the group is saying, in the name of God, we will bless for now and forever. And so the leader repeats that and then says, with your permission, my friends, let's bless God that we ate from what he gave us, right? Mishelo, from what he gave us. All right, then the group responds, Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo uv tuvo chayinu. Judy?
Baruch Eloheinu sha'akolno mishlo uvato ayonu.
Chayinu.
Ayonu.
Okay. And that's blessed our God that we ate from his givings. And we're living good, we're living well. And so the leader repeats that. Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo uvtuvo chayinu. Baruch hu uvaruch shemo. We will bless him, meaning God, uvaruch shemo, and his name. Okay? And then we get into this, which is the first paragraph, which everyone sings together, right? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hazan et haolam kulo. Let's go back up to Barbara, just these 4 words.
Zan et haolam kulo.
Right. Betuvo, bechen, bechesed, uv rachamim, Judy.
Betovu,
Betuvo.
betuvo, what's the second letter?
Uv tuvo hagadol.
No. Okay. No. Beher, behez.
Right here.
Am I on the
Oh,
wrong
I'm
line?
sorry, I'm on the wrong line. Oh my gosh. Bechen,
Behez zod,
bechesed, yep.
behesed, uv rahamim,
Perfect. Hu notain lechem lechol basar. Barbara.
Who naten latem lacher basar.
Yep. So again, another 2 letters that look very similar. I'm going to go back to the whiteboard if I could find it, which is my there we go. Back to the whiteboard. This is a chet. This is a taf. Has a little bit of a tail on it. So we were here. Where were we? Oh my gosh. Lechem.
Yeah.
Right? That's a chet.
Yeah.
That's a notain, right? So you see the difference between this letter
Yeah.
and this letter. Very slight, but different sound. Okay.
Okay.
Ki leolam chasdo. Judy.
Ki laho lem hasodo.
Perfect. Uv tuvo hagadol tamid lo. Marcy.
Uv tuvo hagadol tamid lo.
Chasar
Ad lanu.
lanu. Barbara.
Asar lanu.
Ve'al yechsar. Judy.
Ve'al yesar.
Yechsar, yep.
Yechsar.
Lanu mazon leolam va'ed, Marcy.
Lanu mazon leolam va'ed.
Ba'avur shemo hagadol, Barbara.
Dar Shamor Hadol
Ki hu el zan, Judy.
He hu el zan.
Farnes lekol, lakol, excuse me. Farnes lakol, Marcy.
Farnes lakol.
Umetiv lakol, Barbara.
Umetis Lakol
Umechin mazon, Judy.
Umakin mazon.
Lechol briotav asher bara, Marcy.
Lechol. So that's a kamatz katan.
Yep,
Okay. Lechol bariotav asher bara.
perfect. Baruch ata Adonai hazan et hakol. Okay. So if you've ever been at a synagogue meal or been to somebody's house for dinner where they do this, it kind of sounds like this. Chaverai nevarech, yehi shem Adonai mevarach, me'ata ve'ad olam. Yehi shem Adonai mevarach, me'ata ve'ad olam. Birshut chaverai, nevarech Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo. Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo, uvtuvo chayinu. Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo, uvtuvo chayinu. Baruch hu uvaruch shemo. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Hazan et ha'olam kulo betuvo bechein bechesed uvrachamim. Hu noten lechem lechol basar, hi leolam chasto. Uvtuvo hagadol, tamid lo chasar lanu. Ve'al yechsar lanu mazon leolam va'ed ba'avur shemo hagadol. Ki hu el zan farnes lakol. Umetiv lakol umechin mazon lechol briotav asher bara. Baruch atah Adonai hazan et hakol.
Good job.
I have that recording. Good thing I ate lunch just before I got on. Just kidding. Two things I'm going to say. The commandment or the mitzvah is to say this after you've eaten a meal that involves breaking bread, right? If you say hamotzi, it's like a bookend. You say hamotzi, let me stop my share. It's like a bookend. If you say hamotzi, you say birkat hamazon. If it's a meal where you're not saying hamotzi, like you're just having dessert, then you don't say birkat hamazon. I don't know that in our age of gluten-free meals, if this counts or not, but in my mind, if you're eating a meal, whatever it is, then you say it. So that's my take on it. And the other thing I want to say about this is you have to say it when 3 people are present. So if you eat by yourself, you don't have to say it. You say this first paragraph, you don't say the beginning part, right? If there's 3 people or more, then you say this beginning part. If there are not 10 people, then you eliminate the word Eloheinu from here and from here. You only will say those when you actually have a minyan of 10 people. So if you are in a group of less than 10 people, then that won't be said. Okay. The next thing I want to go over is Shir Hamalot, which is the song or the prayer that comes before, let me find it, that, oh, I thought I had it up. Where is it? That comes before Birkat Hamazon on Friday night or on festivals. Let's see here. Oh, this is just an article about Shir Hamalot. That's not what I wanted. I want the words. How about the words? How's this? No, I do not want to download this for free. Thank you. Transliteration, but maybe it actually has the actual. Nope, that's okay. This is fine. It's okay, fine. We'll do this one. So Shir Hamalot actually was at one point when they were 75 years ago deciding on the state of Israel and what they were going to be and how they were going to be, Shir Hamalot almost became the national anthem. And I'll show you the translation here so that you understand why. A song of ascents. When the Lord restores Zion's fortunes, we should be like dreamers. When our mouth fills with laughter and our tongue with song, then we say unto the nations, great things the Lord has done with these. Great things the Lord has done with us. We shall rejoice, restore our fortunes like freshest in the Negev. Those who sow our tears in glad song will reap. He walks along and weeps, the bearer of the seed bag. He surely will come in with glad song, bearing his sheaves. And that was something they felt, the Zionists, when they were, building this land that was about to be theirs, they kind of argued over, they wanted this to be the anthem. But Hatikva won out, partially because God's name is in this, and there's always been, and still to this day, is this dichotomous, relationship of Zionists want Jews to be free and Zionists that want God to be part of every waking moment of that, right? And so Hatikva won over that because of the name of God in this prayer. So, okay, so I'm going to make it bigger so that we can read it. This actually has some tropes in it, so I apologize because there's a lot. Let me find a better one. I'm sorry. I'm going to find a better one because I don't like that this has all the tropes in it because let's see if this is better. No. And let's go to Sefaria. Here we go. Okay, we're going to go to Sefaria. I don't love this, but it is not as confusing as the rest of it. Whoops, take that out. Okay, so let me share my screen now to this one, which is better. Not perfect, but better. Okay. And those of you who don't know Sefaria, sefaria.org is a free website that, oh God, what did I just do? that any text you want is on there. Okay, so if you want to look up Tanakh, Mishnah, Talmud, Midrash, I mean, any of this, right? Anything, you can find it. So if you want to find, you just go right to the 5 books of Moses and you want to go to the first chapter and start reading, it'll give it to you. And you can actually click here and do I like this bilingual layout. So you have the Hebrew on one side and the English on the other. You can read through it and all of that. So this is a great resource. And it's free.
Safari.org.
.org. S as in Sam, EF as in Frank, AR as in rhinoceros, IA.org.
Okay.
So I actually love this. And then there's other, you can read people's commentary on this. You can really delve into this and go really kind of crazy. But if you're ever preparing a Dvar Torah, it's always nice to be able to see this. So we'll make this a little bigger. Here we are. Okay. Oh, what did I click here? Can I click out of this? Yes, I can. Okay, perfect. I just want it to be as big as we can for this.
So what are you calling this?
This is called Shir HaMa'alot. And this is SHIR HAAMALOT.
HAA. Shira, HAA.
And this is the prayer or the psalm that's said before Birkat Hamazon on a Shabbat or a festival.
You spell that one more time, Lymor?
Yes. Hold on. SHIR HAMAALOT. Hama'alot. Yeah, that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll read it and read a couple words and we'll go through. Okay. Shir HaMa'alot Beshuv Adonai. Where are we? Marcy, why don't you start?
Shir HaMa'alot B'shuv Adonai. Et
Shivat Sion Hayinu Hechol Mim, Barbara. Where'd we go?
Et Shanu Shanua Shanat
Shivat
Shivat Zivon Hayinu Ho Lamim.
Good. So let me just show you, right? Somebody was asking before. Here's the vet. Whoops. Every time I click, it's going to go. And here's the nun. And you see the difference between the two? Very slight. This has a short top, a longer bottom. This has a longer top and a longer bottom with a tail, but very, very similar letters, right?
what? Did you say it was Kolamim?
Cat, chol,
Oh,
mim.
Kacholamim.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Az yi ma'le schok pinu. Judy?
Az Himalay Sha'o.
This has the dot on the other side. See, sheer here has the dot on this side.
Sa'of. Oaf.
Sechok.
Say it again.
Sechok.
Se'ok. Pino.
Pinu.
Pinu.
Okay. Remember the ooh in the middle of the body is like punching you in the stomach. It's ooh, as opposed to the O
O
hitting
on
you in the
top.
head is O, right? Okay.
Yes.
U leshonenu rina. Marcy.
Ula shonenu rina.
Good. Az yom ru bagoyim. Barbara.
Az yim ru ba goyim.
Higdil Adonai la'asot im ele. Judy.
Okay. Hagadil. Hagadil.
Higdil.
Higdil. Adonai. La'asot.
Mm-hmm.
Im. Allah.
Ele.
Elah.
Okay, good. Let me just turn this off. Don't get disturbed by my work email. Okay. Higdil Adonai la'asot imanu. Marcy.
Higdil Adonai la'asot imanu.
Perfect.
Hayinu.
Hayinu semechim, Barbara.
Amen hayom hayinu
Perfect.
samahad
Semechim.
Boy, I don't do that one. Him.
Perfect. Shuva Adonai et Judy.
Duba Adonai et.
Shevitenu ha'afikim ba'negev. Marcy, sorry, you got a tongue twister there.
Okay, let me try. Shavitenu. Kafichim. Is that right? Kafichim.
Kim.
Kafichim. Benegev.
Ba'negev. Perfect. Okay. Hazor.
Banegev. I'm on
Okay.
a laptop. It's a little tougher to see.
All good. Hazorim bedim'a berina yiktsoru, Barbara.
Hazorim do ma'a badim that's a double.
This is Rina. This is a resh.
Okay. Barina Yik Zora.
So Ru. Yep. So this is a very common mistake also. The resh looks a lot like the Daled,
Yeah.
right? The Daled has like a hard corner, but the resh has a very soft corner.
Yeah.
Right. And so that can be confusing. And I'm behind that when we make that mistake. That's okay.
My friends, I was messing that up when I was trying to read with her and my friends. Said a good way to remember it is that the Daled has a dent for D.
There you go.
Dent, so, and that's been
I like
helping me.
that. All right. We're going to put that into my repertoire. Perfect. All right. Judy's next. Haloch yelech uvacho.
Haloch. Yalech. Uvko.
Uvacho.
Uvako.
There you go. Nosei meshech Hazara, Marcy.
Nosei Meshech Hazorah.
Bo Yavo Verina, Barbara.
Bo, Bo, Ra, Va, Re, no, Varinu.
Okay, we're gonna do it again. Bo
Bo,
Yavo
Navo,
Verina.
Verina.
There you go. All right, last one. No say alu motav, Judy.
Nosei alu mo ta.
There you go.
Or ta. Tav.
Tav,
Tav.
right? Okay. So I'm going to sing this one, but I have all of this. And as soon as we're done, I'm going to send it to you. So you can practice today, you can practice Sunday, you can practice whenever you want. Okay. Shir hamalot beshuv Adonai et shivat Zion hayinu kecholmim az yemale schok pinu ulshonenu rina az yom Vagoyim higdil Adonai lasot im ele higdil Adonai lasot imanu hayinu semechim shuv Adonai et shivitenu Ka'afikim ba'negev hazorim bedim'a berina yiktoru haloch yelech uvacho noseh meshech hazara Bo yavo verina no se alumotav. And then you see here it goes into Rabotai Nivarech. Remember I told you? Let's see what they say here about, whoops. Oh my gosh, this stupid thing where I click on it and it clicks. Okay, so I have these recordings, I have everything. And I'm going to start to, I have all these recordings. It just takes me a second to get them and get them out to you, but I decided I'm going to do a draft before we meet. And that way I can always pull out stuff that if we don't cover it in the class and just send it out to you right afterwards. So you will get an email within the next 15 minutes with this in it. And there's an interesting article about Birkat Hamazon from my Jewish learning, which I have a link to as well. Okay. Any questions?
Well, it's sort of off topic, but somebody mentioned a word of the day. That was the
Judy.
first.
That was me.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of that, Judy.
Oh, I can send it to you. It's from my Jewish learning. It's great. It sends you a word every day. So, and it tells you a little about the word and how it's used. I'll send you the link.
Right.
That
I've
would
been
be
doing that.
great.
I've been doing that too, although now it's gotten so much, I can't remember all the words.
Yeah, but you know
But
what? You put it in its
it's great
own
every day.
folder.
Put it in a
Put it
folder.
in its own folder, and then you can just go through.
Yeah, I do that with Spanish.
That's
can
what
do
I
it
do.
with Hebrew. So that would be great. I would
Okay,
really
I'll send it to
appreciate
you,
that.
Barbara.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
See, we learn from each other.
That's it. Listen, this is, we're all about lifelong learning in Judaism. And we have a concept in Judaism called chavruta. Have you ever heard of chavruta learning?
No.
Chavruta comes from the same root word as chaver, which means friend, just like chaverai, right? We just learned chaverai nevarech. And it's learning in a group, usually a group of 2 people. It's a chavruta, but it could be bigger. It could be bigger. but learning two people together. And the great part about learning in Chavruta is you learn with someone else, you look at the text together, you discuss it, you say what it means to you and all of that. And you can learn Chavruta with somebody who's of your same knowledge base. You can learn with somebody who has more knowledge than you. You can learn from somebody who has less knowledge than you. And it always works out. Because if you're at an uneven knowledge level, you may ask questions of the person that has a bigger knowledge level that they might not know the real answer to, and you'll have to look it up together. Or they may have an answer and you may say, that's weird. I would think it's this because you don't have, you know, maybe the rigid study that they had, and you have a better or a more refined outlook on it. And so I always like studying with both. I like studying with people that have more Judaic knowledge than me and have less Judaic knowledge than me, because I can learn from them too, and they can learn from me. And it's a great way to learn. And yeah.
Do you personally do another class that it's, you know, more than just the word of the day, that you do a little more that's?
No, we've been discussing doing some sort of a conversational Hebrew class. And you know, the problem is that to do conversational Hebrew, you have to have some sort of a base of words to be able to speak with, right? You can't say, how is the weather outside, without knowing sunny, cloudy, rainy, and weather. Like you can't, you know, cold, hot. So you have to have a base of words. So we're trying to come up with a way to do something like that. What we have, I think, put for next semester, and you know, we're going to meet about it at convention in July to kind of sort it out, is people that have like a little bit of knowledge being able to learn better vocabulary words to get to the next step. But to get to that first beginner level where you walk in knowing no Hebrew, I don't know how we get to conversational Hebrew. So it almost has to be a basic words class where we're learning the basic words, but how many words can you learn in a week, right? Like, you know, Marcy and Judy, you're saying with the word of the day, like you're getting all these words of these colors in a week. Are you going to remember that shachor is black and that lavan is white? No, you're not. So how do we get, especially our demographic of people that we're looking at, like the Women's League people that we're all looking at, that this isn't like they're not dedicating themselves to this once a week class, right? Like we have lives outside of it. How do we get real learning in without making people study hours and hours between each class? So so if you have any ideas on how we can do that, that would be great. Yes, Barbara.
Duolingo.
Yeah. So I think that, yeah, I think if like I'm saying, like we have the next level, we have the advanced beginner level where we say, Boker Tov, Ma Nishma, good morning, how are you? And you can respond, Yofi, I'm great. Yeshli Tor Barofe Hayom, I have an appointment at the doctor today. Like simple things like that. So, right, if you go through a Duolingo and get through that, then you can maybe, and you can say, and this is where if we have a conversational, you say, well, Yeshli Rofe Hayom. And I would say, you have a doctor today? You want to know what the word is for appointment. So I'm going to give you that word, Tor, right? And in Hebrew, the good thing about Hebrew is that everything has a root word, right? Like I told you about chaver, right? So let's look at that. Let me do this whiteboard thing. And let me get a new whiteboard. Clear.
Like babayit, for house, and then there are things that go with it.
Right. So how come it says clear all my drawings, clear all viewers' drawings, clear my drawings. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I show you, the root words are always 3 letters. So this root word is chaver, chet vav resh, right? We see it in chaverai. Oh, I can't write script because you don't know script. Chaverai, right? What else did I say? I just said chavruta.
Green. Javier.
Chavruta. Oh my God, my handwriting and the board and all that. Chavruta. So you see, here's your root word, chaver, right? Here's your root word, chaver. So you can do that with all the Hebrew words, which is really kind of amazing that you can pick out the root word. And the greatest thing about that is when you're going through the Siddur, and when I'm translating for you, it's not because I'm a native Hebrew speaker, it's because I'm looking at the root word and I can tell you tefillah, tfilat, tfilati are all the same word. It means prayer, right? So we know that. So we want to combine that. We want to combine the conversational Hebrew with getting you to that root word part. So we're working on it, and I hope we're ready for the fall on that. If not, hopefully next spring we'll be ready with that. But that's something that, for me, I would love that, So.
When you wrote that cursive, like you just did, Lymor, do they ever write the vowels with cursive, or they just aren't written?
So sometimes you would write the vowels if it's, so I did not write cursive. This is cursive.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's cursive,
right.
chaver. The vet is a
Oh.
little different.
So what were you writing? What is?
I was just writing print, block print.
Okay.
So in Hebrew, when you pick up the paper, no vowels. You pick up a book to read, no vowels. Every once in a while, though, if there's a hard word, they'll put a vowel in there. Same thing, same thing here. When you write Hebrew, unless you're writing the name of a person where you need to put the vowels, or you're writing a word that maybe is, like if you would say, we have a word for computer is machshev, but if you said computer, which sometimes we have like these English words that we make Hebrew, you would put the vowels in so that you knew you weren't saying a real Hebrew word, right? But otherwise people write and read without. I mean, like here's a, let me see if I have a text with my cousins when I speak with my cousins. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we could get it up to the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's how we talk and write to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, no vowels. No vowels. But
Interesting.
sometimes I have to read it and go, what is that? Because I don't read Hebrew every day. And I read it and I'm like, what is that? Which is why reading the Siddur and reading from the Torah is so much better for me, because I have all the, or the Chumash really, I have all the vowels. I'm good.
Can I ask one more question to everybody? That's totally off topic, but I've been asked in July to be a witness on a ketubah. And I'm wondering, on a ketubah, do I write my name in English or do I have to write my name in Hebrew? Because then I have to find out how to do that, because I don't know how to do that.
It depends.
Or is it just a matter of preference with people?
You're going to ask the bride and groom. You're also going
Okay.
to ask the bride and groom how they want it, because I happen to be in my living room where my ketubah is. So that's my husband signed his name, Yaakov ben Avraham. And I went and signed my name, Lymor Kritzer. So you have to ask them, do you want my first and last name, or do you want me to sign Yaakov ben Avraham, right? Like,
Okay.
So ask that question. And one of my witnesses
So
came.
ask the bride and groom.
Ask the bride and groom. One of my witnesses came with a piece of paper written out so he could copy it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking I may have to do.
Exactly. So just
On my
ask how they
on-
want.
On my daughters, they signed in Hebrew, and her friend, and she picked somebody who could write in Hebrew. So on the ketubah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask the bride and groom how they want it. And then if it's Hebrew, ask if they want your Hebrew name, Bat, your mom, your parents' name, or just your name.
Okay.
Because I look at my
And it would be my
every
Hebrew
day.
name, right?
every
wouldn't
day
be
for 20.
Marcy.
What, say again?
It would be my Hebrew name. It wouldn't be Marcy Weinstein. It would be my Hebrew name.
Correct, unless they want
Okay.
your English name. So it depends.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's, I mean, again, I look at this thing every day for 23 years and I'm like, I signed my name Lymor Kritzer and my husband signed it Yaakov ben Avraham. It's like two different, it's like he was in this century and I was in this century.
Okay. I just wondered if there was some rule or some usual way it's done, I guess.
No,
That's its preference.
again, whatever the bride wants is what the bride gets, right? Or the groom or
Well,
whoever. So, but what an honor. That's great.
yeah, I was very honored.
Amazing. So, all right.
Shabbat shalom.
And if it
Shabbat
has
shalom, everyone. We'll
to
see
be
you
done in
next week.
Hebrew, I'm going to ask
I
you
am.
or my rabbi or somebody.
If you need it, I'll write it down for you.
Okay. Or I could ask the rabbi or whatever.
Yeah, the rabbi. Absolutely. Okay.
Hebrew school teacher.
Okay.
Exactly.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.